Hmm. Those spirits could have well been natives named for dangerous aliens. Uh, let's see. So I've succeeded with both these. Uh, mhm. I have retained some connections in the Astra Militarum. A few Imperial Guard regiments would take care of the natives. Their spirits and magma. Solid fortifications have never let me down.
Transportation, deployment, the unending bureaucracy of the Adeptus Administratum. All to achieve an unpredictable result. People are frail, especially when poorly equipped and trained, and facing an unfamiliar opponent.
Continue.
The wait alone might take an eternity. Not to mention that such a planet might present an opposing force that is not material in nature. Regiments and armies are not always a solution to predicaments, such as the one described. It would appear you do not know that.
Oh, it appears you didn't know that. Let's see. Shut your mouth, Ethelred, before I decide to shut it for you. I'll take number one. I give a straight answer to a simple question, which as I understand was still more than you could, Rad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Yes, can you explain?
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Oh, you butt kisser.
So, why are you here?
I don't know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Oh. I am ready to take this on this sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
Thanks for the...
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Which was? Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
No. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my question now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
I am your aide, madam. Let's see. Where's your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Let's hope.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Riffraff? Continue.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
And dialogue. Stormed by heretics.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
Your Emperor won't save you.
All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left. Okay. Start battle.
Look out.
Follow my lead. Reduced to dust.
Whoa!
Weapon at the ready. Die!
Oh, flamer or something. Explosive.
Is the will of chaos. Crush the feeble. I bring ruin.
Nah, cover is for noobs.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
There we go. 2 kills. Good start around.
Death to non-believer. Chaos guides me.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Oh, the Imperial.
My place is at the fore. I took care of this one.
Oh, that was a melter
Just a
gun.
minor setback. Reduced to dust. I will not.
Emperor, protect me. No mercy for heretics.
Fight over.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Oh dear.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Yes, ma'am. The officer's deck is under attack by an unknown enemy. So Arch-Militant Mort has left to clear the way to the lift leading to the upper decks. No. I was looking for a map. There we go. So I can't track the quest.
Know your duty.
I think we found him.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
Yes, report.
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edvardsson, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Okay.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edvardsson immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Okay.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edvardsson back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edvardsson's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edvardsson and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear, I should do everything in my power.
Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come.
Yeah, she sure is dominant.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do, lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Oh! You backstabber, you! I will use the restroom. I'll be right back. Right.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voigtver, you two-faced scum! You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warring Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel. An ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Von Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you have for your apostasy, you sordid bridge piece of Grox shit? That was a tough one.
Wretched. What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wretch Von Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Let's see. The blade flashes in a dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning in your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate, go to the gate, go to the gate. Fight the voices in your head, get out. I am not your puppet. Skill test. One of the available dialogue options requires making of a skill test, unlike with passive tests, which has made automatically. In this case you can decide whether or not to select an option, the consequences of which depends on the results on the associated test. Success or failure affects how the dialogue will develop, depending on the context. You might change the course of the conversation, alter the character's attitude, or perform an action whose consequence will only become apparent later. Hover your cursor over the dialogue option that requires a skill test and you will see a tooltip detailing your chances of success. The number that the skill's name indicates indicates the difficulty of the test. Once your character starts traveling with allies, the party members will, with the highest score in the applicable skill, will be selected for each test. Let's try it out. You succeeded. You got XP. A whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. That voice that filled your head after Voigtfir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Look for anything that can be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber altar room is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks notably different from the ones you're used to. Its skin's covering its stitches together with a copper thread. And it has metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems that the creator of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of an ordinary automaton. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Yeah, we have no choice. The sentinel jaw claps around your hand, puncturing your skin, sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the server motor starts up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaw remains closed and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps you were too lean. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way.
Oh dear. Let's see what we've got here. Well, let it be known that by my will and all the true words of this document, I appoint a person to be the bearer. Can't read that fast, sadly. You'll just have to pause it if you want to read it.